Go ahead.
Just along those lines, the one of the more important things that I found going out, because I did have to go train with other people because it was mostly me and Sonny, and while that
Mm-hmm.
was wonderful, I still needed, because there was a certain level he would take things to in the house. You don't
Mm-hmm.
go beyond it,
Right.
right? You don't go beyond it. As far as like level of aggression and all that kind of stuff, and he would encourage me to go outside and do that, but he's like, hey, let's not break everything in here, kind of. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
would. You have to go out, but the first time, and this is for both you guys, is one of the first times I went out and just did just regular old stick fighting. It was a buddy's got a gym, it's a big gymnasium, and it's open space, and it
Mm-hmm.
felt like I had an oxygen tank on my back, and I was getting to pure, like I could do anything because I'm using the machetes in this small little backyard. Your footwork has to, your angulation, everything has to be, it just trains it into you that you get out, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I can do anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is like so relaxed. This is
Right.
so relaxed. Even this guy's trying to take my head off with a stick, I can go over there, right? Like,
Right.
so I don't, that I was just wondering how everybody else felt the first time they kind of like stepped out and did that somewhere else, and was just like, holy crap, this is so much easier.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
but,
I do hear of people having VS, design stuff in their experience, and feeling like they were able to do a lot more, or the other person couldn't do what they needed to do, right? So the footwork actually really helped them a lot. I have that coming back saying, I didn't know I could do all this stuff, like what you're saying, Jason, right? So there's been conversations like that. So it does help them a lot with the footwork and the evasions and all this other stuff. So that's been, like I said, the dancing part of Sonny, his music also background, because he was Teeny will tell you, Martini will tell you, as a child he followed Sonny and his brothers in their band. So all that stuff. So the music, the dancing, we had dancing in the Philippines, right? In the Philippines as well, with the folk dancing. So all that coming to play. His Filipino ness comes into the picture because of
Uh-huh.
being able to come up with something out of nothing, really, of
Mm-hmm.
trinkets. So all that to me is all the Filipino stuff. I don't want to make that sort of a. I just feel that's where all the stuff comes from, right?
Absolutely.
His
Absolutely.
ingenuity with stuff, making stuff from nothing, creating something, being problem solving there. His music, because he sets a tone for all the workouts. He puts the music.
For sure. He's like a
If,
DJ.
if it's flow, then he gives you Japanese Zen music, or,
Mm-hmm.
or some
Mm-hmm.
kind of rhythmic kind of
Upbeat.
stuff,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
upbeat stuff. So where he can, you can get energized. So all these things were intentional,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I,
Yeah.
I thought it just came into play, and you guys gave you the third gen. I don't want to like take out the first gen and the second gen at all, but you guys gave him the playground to
mm,
play and laugh and have fun, and,
Mm-hmm.
and be at peace with all this stuff because he was
Mm-hmm.
older. He's settled into this peace in his head, and now he can just play and let's try this today, and
Mm-hmm.
blah blah, blah this, and
Right.
then that's when you guys, I think, concentrate on your footwork as well. Look, you
Yeah.
can angle here, fulcrum there with your legs, and
Mm-hmm.
and and all this other stuff. It was just amazing to see you guys play, and it was just fun. It was just fun watching him have fun.
mm,
Yeah, I'm certainly happy to hear it. And yeah, all of his history and interest in art, I think, again, kind of informs the other thing, which kind of was a culmination of VSCK and just him in general. To answer your question, Jason, yes, when I would spar, flow, or learn from other people, or actually get to cross sticks or blaze with other people, it felt like a luxury to have so much space to move around.
yeah,
Because I was like, man, I could easily avoid people now if I'm not being confined in a
yep,
space.
yep,
It just felt way more manageable. I'm like, I can just disengage so easy. but also I felt like my movements could be bigger, and it was unlimited. So there is something about constrained training and training in his living room for whether it was intentional or not. And so that's why I tell students now. I'm like, we used to train in this little 10 by 10 area with grown men, and there's sometimes 4 of us at one time. So but with the topic of play and like just the mood of things being different, I also think that play and experimentation should be a part of learning and fighting and skills acquisition as well. There has to be room to experiment. Especially if you're trying to be random and you're trying to trying to see all possibilities. Because the thing is with Sonny too is what I'm getting is that when people zigged, he would zag. He would do things that were unexpected, unconventional. He would do things that were weird, and the only way to arrive to those places is sometimes to experiment and see and play. And sometimes things you could pull things off when you're playing. And it's like, hey, wait a minute, there's a seed there. Yeah. Let's see where this can go. And a lot of times that's what Third Gen would do. Sometimes he would see us do something and he'd be like, that's a good one if you can pull it off. And then he would repeat what we would do. And a lot of times we didn't know what we did, but he saw it and he would be like, wait, let's try that, And so I think, what high level Muay Thai people do, they don't spar hard, they play. It's just now becoming commonplace where it's like, we should not spar hard. We should just as if we're playing. But that's what we've been doing this whole time, and that's how he would keep the mood kind of light. And, unless he felt like we were slacking and he'd be like, make no mistake, this is what we're doing.